Hey, happy December. This is one of my favorite months because like the lighting in the back is kind of blue and outside, and then I've got my orange chair. It makes me look like all sophisticated, like I'm in a studio. At least that's my self-perception. I'm not going to ask for validation, so we're good to go. How do you find dissertations and things like that? It used to be that you'd have to go through different catalogs of different schools, but there's now like a clearinghouse database of dissertations. If you go to the letter D, I always look for, it used to be called digital dissertations, but then it was bought and sold. But if you go here, if you go down to dissertations, you get pretty close. Dissertations and theses. So it's called ProQuest dissertations, but I always go to the letter D because I can't remember ProQuest. You can see what I've already done a search. You could just do a regular search. So this is all mostly North America, mostly English, but you could just search for social work and qualitative, but the results are kind of like, it looks at the full text, and a lot of these, it's like, this is way too broad of a scope. So you could be specific with keywords. So if you're looking for a specific qualitative, if you're looking for a specific school, advisor, things like that. But let me show you something that I tried. So I'm going to get rid of that. So by the way, date, you can always control here, or you can control in the search results. But something that I discovered is you can look up universities and institutions. So if you're interested in a particular set, but I'm also looking for social work. So the problem is sometimes it won't be the University of Utah College of Social Work. It'll be the University of Utah. So this is an imperfect way of going about it. So you'll notice that there's probably some egregious things missing. But if you know some particular colleges of social work or departments of social work that you really want to search through, there's one way you could do, and you could just search up the name of it this way. But I'll just look for social work. So I'm looking in their dissertations only. And then I went to be more specific, so I don't need to look up social work or use that as a keyword anymore. And I could look up qualitative, but instead I used Google Gemini to say, well, give me some qualitative methods in social work research. And so you could go in with the particular methodology, and that might help go a little more focused. So I'll look at semi-structured interviews. And you got to put it in quotes, so it'll stick those words together in a search. Or I could do or focus group. You don't need to put an S there because it'll look for focus group, focus groups, et cetera, I think. And if you wanted to, so tragically there's not a methodology section or a population section or anything like that, since it's not social sciences dedicated. So I found like abstract, sometimes they talk about the methodology, but I've just looked at anywhere. And then you'll get results, and you can sort those by, I don't know how the relevancy rating works, but you could look at the most recent first, or you could narrow down even further by going to modify your search and adding like a context. Or you could look and see under that particular methodology, you could go under subject and see what people are talking about or what population they're addressing. So there's LGBTQ. I'm looking if there's public health. There's women. There's aging. So you can go in and look for population keywords as well. But this is how you do it. The cool thing about this, it's a mixed blessing though, is that all of these are full text. So some of these get out of hand. So they're like 100 pages or so. Are you gonna let me in? So a trick that I learned from a colleague is that if you want to go through and look for things in here, you download it and then do like a Control F, and then you can search for the text within that whole PDF. in Adobe Acrobat. I'm not sure you can do that as effectively in this kind of embedded interface. I hope that helps, and I hope you have a lovely Thursday.